Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be bringing you sort of a first impressions demo video because I just bought these really cheap makeup brushes on Amazon and I'll link it down below. I was going to make an order on Morphe, but then I was reading the reviews on this and it had pretty good reviews, so I decided to give these a shot and just see like, does it compare to my other more like mid-range brushes like Sigma, and you know, how does it work, how do I like to use them, stuff like that, so that if you want to save a bunch of money and buy like 8 brushes for $8 versus one brush for like 10 or 15, then you can do that. So basically I'm just going to be applying my makeup, going through the process, using these brushes, and I'm going to be trying them on camera, letting you know what I think. So I think I'm going to use this flat kabuki for foundation. They don't have numbers or names, but this is the flat kabuki looking one in the set. The other brushes are more rounded on the top. This is more flat. So far it seems to be blending really well. Very similar to my Sigma flat kabuki as far as blendability. The Sigma flat kabuki is probably a tad bit denser, but this one is definitely dense enough to put on foundation with. And I feel like this brush isn't soaking in as much of the foundation as some other brushes, because I could really just place a lot of foundation on there. Some brushes really soak up your foundation and I'm not really getting that with this one. Although I will say that when you blend it in circular motions, the finish isn't as smooth as some of the other brushes I've used, or like a beauty blender or something. One thing I'll say is that this brush has not shed during this whole application process. Like even my Sigma brush, pretty much every time I use my Sigma flat kabuki, it sheds like on my face, like hairs just everywhere, especially lately after you washed it a few times. I've had that brush for about 3 years now, and you know, I've been washing it, and so the more you wash it, the more it just, you know, it sheds every time you use it now. And I can't tell you, because obviously if these are new, I can't tell you that these won't shed after I wash them, but so far so good. So after the foundation is done, I feel pretty good. I feel that it blended pretty well, decently smooth, and packed a lot of product down. I feel like I got really full coverage compared to sometimes it just feels like my brushes are, or my sponge is like soaking up the product. So it feels like a lot of the product's on my face rather than in here, and I like that. Now I'm going to be applying my concealer, which is my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm going to use this little pointed brush. So there's these two pointed looking brushes, the small one and the big one. What I'm going to do is use this one to blend out my concealer under the eyes and like spot conceal, and then use the big one to bake. I've never really had a brush just for concealer or baking, so I'm pretty excited to see how that will work, because anything that's going to help me bake, I'm here for. So I'm doing similar motions to what I'd be doing with my finger, only with the brush. So like the concealer is all blended out, so it did its job that way, but I feel like it does look a little dry and a little cakey under my eyes. Maybe I'm just, you know, tripping and being extra like observant because, you know, I'm testing out a new product, because I do have problems with scaliness and dryness on my face, so maybe that's just me being extra critical. But I don't know, sometimes I feel like it has a more creamy look to it when I use my finger rather than this brush. Time to try to bake, and I'm baking under the eyes, and I'm gonna go do my like blush and bronzer and all that while we're waiting for the baking powder to set. I've never had like an actual baking brush before. Usually I can't get powder on quite like that. Like the shape of this brush really helps if you are gonna bake under the eyes. I'm gonna check back and buff it out with this thing a couple minutes and try to bronze with this brush. This brush sort of has an angle that goes up like this. So the two other big brushes we have are these two. As you can see, this one has more of an angular shape. So I'm gonna be using this for bronzing, contouring. And I'm using my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer if you want to know what I'm using. Alright, moment of truth. Not bad, not bad. Just kind of have like neutral feelings about it so far. Huh. I don't know. It seems to be making... Maybe it's because I don't have blush on yet to blend it out, but I mean, I don't know. It just seems to be looking like streaky and like I just like one line. So let me see if it can blend. Right now, I don't know if I'm feeling this brush. About forehead. Forehead, it seems pretty good because it's like the perfect size to get right up in there. But this one is really good for contouring the forehead. In fact, I'm probably going way too hard on contouring my forehead because I just got excited because I like the way it applies up here. I wish it would perform like that on the face, but I don't know, I feel like it's a little streaky looking. It's this tinier brush and it looks like basically that flat kabuki but in like a smaller size. I'm gonna use that to go on the sides of my nose. I've never had a brush designed specifically for contouring the nose, and so this should be interesting. Oh my god, I might have gone too hard. I feel like it's a good size for that. The jury's still out. Does it look different? I think I still need to work with this one, but I'm thinking it's pretty good. Pretty damn good so far. It's perfect size for contouring your nose, like perfect size and shape for that. Let's return to where we were baking and kind of wipe that excess off. This is essentially a rounded kabuki, and I'm going to take that and apply my blush with it. I'm using this little tiny Tarte blush that I got in a holiday collection last year. I really like it. It makes my blush just look like it's literally like part of my skin. Also, one thing to consider is that just because I'm using these brushes for a certain purpose doesn't mean that you have to. They don't even come with like a, oh, this is this brush or this is your kabuki brush. They literally just give you the brushes and you just go hard and do what you want to do. So it's not that I have all the answers. I'm sure you can mix and match and find out which one performs better for different purposes. Okay, but I really like the way this blends my blush. It just looks like it's part of my face and I don't look like bozo, and I enjoy that a lot. So we have two brushes left, these two. And since this is a little bit fluffier, this one right here, I'm going to use this to highlight, and maybe I'll use this like as a crease brush on my eyes or something, and we'll see how it performs, because honestly I've ran out of purposes because I give you so many brushes. Just swirling this around my Bobbi Brown shimmer brick. Okay, I'm feeling it. It blends really nicely too, so I like it. Does it look a little streaky? Does it look like it's just like one line of highlight? That's my one concern. So off camera, I put on my purple lipstick. It's called Men Love Mystery from MAC. I'm really feeling the purple vibes, especially going into fall. And I'm gonna go in and start working on my eyes since I have this one brush left and I'm gonna use it in the crease and see how it performs. So my camera decided that the card was gonna be full right as I, you know, started filming that clip of me putting the shade into the crease with this brush. But never fear, I have more than one card, so we're back on it. I really like the way this blends just because it is a really dense brush, so it seamlessly places the color on, and it's not like, okay, the outer corner is more packed on than the inner corner. It's like everything's smooth, forms a nice gradient. And this is without primer, so this being without primer is pretty freaking impressive. So basically I have really good feelings about these brushes so far. We'll see what happens when, you know, I wash them, if they shed. But honestly, like, I've tried Sigma before, and as far as the brush hairs are concerned, super similar. The density is just right, I think. So, I mean, if you're trying to compare these to higher end brushes, I think they're right up there. The only thing that I feel when I actually touch the brush that's different from, like, say a Sigma brush is this handle at the bottom. It feels like it's made out of a cheaper material, and maybe like it's more hollow because it doesn't feel as heavy when you pick it up. A lot of people were saying that the brushes are short. I think they are a little shorter than like standard Sigma brushes, but I don't think that's a problem. Like, I feel like it fits in your hand better, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, like I said, there's so many ways that you can use these brushes. You can literally use all 4 of these as eye brushes if you so choose, or face brushes, and I really like the fact that you kind of get, you know, a choice, but that is kind of difficult if you are new to makeup and you're like, you get all these and you're like, what do I do? So hopefully it's going to give you some guidelines of what you can use with it, but basically my first impressions are really, I like it. Like, this is how I got my mug for today, and I definitely see myself using them in the future. I'm really happy I found some new brushes for cheap, and this really makes me feel better, and like I want to try more beauty stuff from Amazon. This is coming from someone who has used Sigma brushes and stuff like that before, so I'm not just like blindly just being like, yeah, I love them. Like, comparing these to Sigma, Morphe, things like that, I think that these are right on par, and they're $8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes, so that's $1 a brush. I will have everything linked down below as far as like where to click to go buy these, but yeah, you'll probably be seeing some of these in my favorites video for September. So in that video I'll probably go into a little more depth on which ones I particularly loved, which ones stood out for me. But that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing me use these on my face. I'm definitely going to try to do a lot more Amazon beauty videos just because we have Prime, so anything I buy, I really buy on Amazon, and I'm going to try to like test beauty blenders and like dupe products and just see how they perform. So let me know if there's anything you want me to try from Amazon. Just link it and I'll definitely be sure to check it out. This is all I have to say for y'all today, and I will see y'all later. Make sure to subscribe.